Another beauty here at Angel Stadium tonight. ABTV presented by Pechanga Resort Casino for Game 2 of a 3-game series, the Los Angeles Angels and the Colorado Rockies. It is Lou Gehrig Day across Major League Baseball as the league continues its fight against ALS. And alongside Mark Kubiza, I'm Wayne Randazzo as we come to you from the Big A here tonight, where the Angels are trying to even up the Rockies after a hard-fought game yesterday turned into a loss.
Yeah, Wayne, you thought you had a chance to win the game. You had the lead, got away, then you had an opportunity to be able to take a lead back with Colorado. They had some pretty good swings, but I'm really happy what I'm seeing from the offensive side by the Halos, and they're doing a lot of damage of late.
Now, the Angels have certainly gotten it going lately, and we'll take you through the career just a bit of Lou Gehrig. It is Lou Gehrig Day, labeled as such by Major League Baseball, that June 2nd every year will be a highlight against ALS, and Lou Gehrig Day specifically for Larapin Lou, the two-time American League MVP, Triple Crown winner, and one of the early superstars of Major League Baseball alongside Babe Ruth.
And if you had a chance to talk to him right now, the thing he would say most is the 6-time World Series champion. He was a winner both on the field and off the field.
Now, the Iron Horse, and he was certainly the man of the match when it came to the Grand Slam. At the time he retired, he had 23 career Grand Slams, and he held that Major League record for many decades until Alex Rodriguez broke it. And certainly one of the great things about Lou Gehrig's career, his moments in the clutch.
Yeah, I mean, when you always think of the Yankees and his teammate Babe Ruth, but it was a lot of times when you ask and think and hear historians talk about the Yankees at that time was Lou Gehrig, who would put up some unbelievable numbers, clutch numbers. Mentioned again, 6-time champion.
Now, sometimes you say it sarcastically, a team isn't the 27 Yankees, but he literally was on the 27 Yankees.
Yeah, that good of a player too. I mean, I'll tell you, can you imagine being a pitcher going against that team? No, thank you.
Lou Gehrig has certainly had his incredible accolades highlighted throughout Lou Gehrig Day here today, June 2nd. Speaking of Grand Slams, though, the Angels have been able to do something they've never done in franchise history. That's it, 3 of them in a 7-game span.
Well, we say it's Anna Slam right now, the way they're crushing the baseball. 3 Grand Slams in 7 games. 3 guys hit home runs with the bases loaded that weren't on the roster when you think about the beginning part of the season. That was a great swing there by Grissom. 2-0, fastball away. Here you go. Meckler with a cutter inside, turned on that, hit that one out for a Grand Slam, first of his career. Grissom was his first of his career. Then Siri, after robbing a Grand Slam the day before down in Tampa, which is still unbelievable when you think about it, hits a Grand Slam the very next day. At that point, giving the Halos the lead in the game. Tell you what, it's been a lot of fun seeing what these guys are doing. First of all, guys getting on base, being more patient, good contact, but when you get that chance of mistake, hitting it out of the ballpark.
Well, you can't be too greedy when you're asking Siri for something, and a Grand Slam gets you as many runs as possible with one swing.
Yeah, unbelievable. 5 already this season for the Halos. One a few years ago, the Halos weren't hitting any Grand Slam, so 5 leads all baseball in that category.
Well, their offense has been clicking for a couple of weeks, 8 runs last night. We'll see if Grayson Rodriguez can get some run support tonight as he looks for his 3rd straight win.
entertainer, that's for sure, Trent. What a play that was to the wall.
And Siri with a fly ball, left field, struck well. Johnson back to the wall. It's gone! Grand slam! Hey Siri, show me a granny! Oh! Jose Siri showed us a granny last night. He showed us a Grand Slam robbery. First time in any sort of tracking period that we can at least go back to that Jose Siri was able to pull that off. No other player had, at least that we can tell. Our Wells Fargo active cash card, active Mike.
Good do that in the team and was before, you know, but and the next day do a grand slam too is very, very, very impressive, you know. Like, I'm very happy for that, and then still working hard.
Jose Siri, impressed with Jose Siri after what he did the last couple of days.
I would be too. That's about 8 runs. Saved 4 and drove in 4.
Now, Grayson Rodriguez would like similar support here. We've seen Rodriguez start to really look more like himself as he's gone along in these last 3 starts, each one a little better than the last.
Yeah, better feel for his pitches. His fastball velocity has been really good, touching consistently around 98 miles an hour. My go-tos for him to continue this good stretch. They're going to need him today. They need him to go deep in this ball game. Is upper zone fastball success. 8 punch-outs on that 4-seam fastball, but touch on his changeup. That's his pitch. He finally had a good feel for that pitch last time out there. You go back to 24. That changeup was as good as anybody in the game. A lot of swing and misses. Needs that one. Hopefully has that working tonight.
We'll show you the lineup for the Colorado Rockies as they come in with the same record as the Angels, 23-38. Jake McCarthy is their leadoff batter, hit a home run yesterday. So did Hunter Goodman, part of that 5-run 8th inning. Both teams had 5-run innings yesterday, and the Rockies scored that last one in the top of the 9th to win the game. We are underway with Grayson Rodriguez tossing in a first pitch strike, and well, he wanted a new baseball after that.
Oh, he's throwing away for a souvenir already.
Rodriguez in his 4th start now as a member of the Angels. Really just impressed the last time out, last couple times, really, about his competitive nature. We know it's there. We saw him certainly with that in Baltimore, but it stands out amongst these Angels pitchers how much he just wants to attack and win.
Yeah, you see a game face. That is a game face he has on every single day. Even in the dugout, we saw that in Tampa. He had that game face going.
Yeah, against Junior Caminero, who was not happy with a pitch that was jammed up against him, and Rodriguez told Caminero, just handle it yourself out there and be quiet. Here's McCarthy reaching out down the first base side, smothered by Grissom in a slide. Rodriguez covers for the out.
Yeah, he was out working the last couple of days too, Grissom. And a lot of ground balls. That's a real good play. Good feed too. He led his pitcher to the bag. That's what you want to do. He goes down to that knee. He's up there, perfect feed, just so he can be able to get it, find the base, and then be able to be out of the way of the runner going down the line. Everything was well done by Grissom and Rodriguez on that one.
Now, fairly similar to how the game started yesterday. If you remember, Bill Miller calling the first play of the game both foul and fair, as Grissom caught one around the first base line and stepped on the bag to retire McCarthy yesterday. Grissom had to go to his knees for this one, but still gets the first out as ball 1 comes to Willie Castro, who not only saw ball 1 yesterday, but ball 2, 3, and 4. He walked 3 times last night. Rockies walked 10 times in the game yesterday. They had 10 hits. They struck out 11 times. They made 4 errors, and they won.
The old saying is, all that matters if you score 1 more run than your opponent. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, win's a win, and that's what it was for Colorado yesterday.
That's a good fastball right there, too. 96, perfect spot.
1-2 on the veteran Castro. Jose Soriano has to really sort out that command moving forward.
Yeah, that's the thing. The stuff is there. He's still throwing hard. All of a sudden, he's just, the trust in his fastball has gone away from him. Castro has 16 walks all season, really. 3 last night.
And he was hit by a pitch, too. There were a couple of those from the Angels pitching staff. 1-2 on Castro, and a swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a fastball. 98 from Rodriguez.
Yeah, I love that. It stays true out of his hand and right to the catcher's mitt. Veritas put that mitt out and boom, hits it. Go boom, boom, out goes the lights.
It's like our guy Ray Mancini. Boom, boom.
Yes.
2 out, nobody on. Castro striking out the first punch out for Rodriguez. Here's TJ Rumfield. He's the DH tonight. We saw Rumfield just briefly yesterday, entered the game late, but had the go-ahead RBI in the 9th inning. This is his first start in a few days. He's hit .284 to start his rookie season in the majors. He chops this ball softly, though. Grissom goes to get it. Another feed to Rodriguez, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Jorge Soler batting in the leadoff spot for a second straight day. Certainly handled himself well in that role last night.
Yeah, I mean, 3 knocks, a triple. When you look at his career at the leadoff spot, 17 home runs in his career at the leadoff spot with a .488 slugging percentage from that top spot in the lineup.
That's only an 85 career starts as a leadoff batter. 10 3-hit games, had that game-tying triple in the 8th inning last night. And the Angels lineup brought to you by Irvine Auto Center with Soler in the #1 spot again. Trout hitting second, Wade Meckler batting third for his hometown team. Vaughn Grissom in the cleanup spot. Adele's hitting 5th. Peraza's at short again with Zach Neto not in the lineup, although Neto's making progress. Possibility that he's available at some point here tonight as Soler takes ball 1 from Tomoyuki Sugano, the pitcher for the Rockies.
And Sugano, fastball, 91, 95. Will throw a slider, throw a split, will throw a sweeper, throw a cutter, throw a curveball. Throw everything.
He'll throw the solo homer, too. He's allowed 11 home runs this year. All 11 have been solo shots. It's like the Max Muncy of pitchers right now. Where's number 11, too? It's all coming together. Yes. 1 ball, 1 strike as Soler takes just off the plate, and it's 2-1. Pretty intimidating looking leadoff man.
Yeah.
It's not like Brett Butler up there.
No. Slightly different.
2 balls and 1 strike the count. Soler takes ball 3.
Yeah, with Brett Butler, you're worried about that bunt hit. Soler, you're worried about a baseball going 450 feet.
Or a line drive that might rip your face off in the center field. Whereas Butler, if you walked him, you had to worry about the stolen base. You don't have to worry about that as much with Soler if you walk him. It's 3 balls and a strike on Jorge. And there is a line drive towards center, but it was caught by Willie Castro with a leap for the first down.
And my go-tos to be successful against Sugano today, it's really the approach you have. His power, his fastballs. A lot of success versus fastball. 500 slugging percentage, 3 home runs allowed on it, but also success early in the game. The first and second innings, 13 earned runs, 7 home runs in the first 2 innings of the game.
Here is Mike Trout, who is one of the all-time leaders in home runs early in games. The first inning has always been Trout's best in terms of the long ball. Trying to homer against a National League opponent for the first time this year. He's at 14 home runs, all against the American League.
We had a pitch right there to get that first home run.
Angels have struggled in interleague play this year, 6-13 against the National League. Meanwhile, the Rockies are 8-5 against the American League.
Overall, the National League is much more consistent than the American League. It's completely flipped what it was a few years ago.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Trout. This is true when it comes to the National League, looking like the more dominant league now. It was for a long time in the 70s and 80s. I know La Russa got you guys going though in that All-Star game.
Oh yes.
Here at the Big A. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Trout.
If only we had a recording of that speech by Tony La Russa now.
Not too many active major league players even alive then in the 1989 All-Star game. Even a guy with 36 like Sugano was not yet. 2-2 as Trout swings through the fastball upstairs. And that's the first strikeout for the Rockies pitcher.
The defense behind Sugano today. You look at that outfit. We talk about how quick they are. Thompson, McCarthy, Johnston out there, but also in the infield, Castro, 1 defensive run saved, 10 double plays turned. He's played second, short, first, third base, left field, and right field so far this season for the Rockies alone. They're pretty solid at second base.
That's his game. He really is a very versatile player. Ball 1 to Wade Meckler. Well, would have had Wade Meckler hitting third during an Angels game at the major league level this year on the bingo card. What a story it is for the kid out of Esperanza High School right here in Anaheim.
The guy with all those posters with Mike Trout. He goes, by the way, I'm hitting behind Mike Trout today.
It's the stuff dreams are made of, right? Meckler certainly maybe beyond his wildest dreams in this actual moment. 2 balls and no strikes, the count on Meckler. We talked about it when he debuted here about a week and a half ago now, that the story of Wade Meckler, according to his baseball coach at Oregon State, is going to be told 20, 30 years from now to the grandkids and even great grandkids of that particular coach who told Wade Meckler to go somewhere else. He lines this one down the right field line. That's a fair ball.
He is going somewhere else.
Yeah, he's going into the number 3 spot. He has an extra base hit as he has a 2-out double to get this first inning going for the Angels.
Did a nice job of getting that splitter downstairs and hooks it right down the line for his first double to go along with 2 career home runs. And he's thinking triple right here. He's thinking if that gets away at all, I'm going triple. But good decision there. You don't want to make that last out. You want to give Grissom a chance to drive him in.
The Angels are the man in scoring position. Can you imagine your college baseball coach saying, you know what, maybe you should transfer somewhere else. There's not a spot for you here. And then saying, you know what, there is a spot for me here, and I'm going to prove it. And that's what Meckler did at Oregon State, and he's been proving it ever since.
And a great program there, too, at Oregon State for a lot of years.
Vaughn Grissom takes ball 1. Grissom in the cleanup spot tonight with Meckler batting third against Sugano, who certainly has had some good moments this year. A lot of them have come with men on base. He's good at getting out of these jams. Opponents have only hit 203 against Sugano with men on base, 286 when the bases are empty. Grissom, though, tough to put away in spots like this. Sugano, not a big strikeout guy anyway.
Yeah, there's going to be contact made more than likely. He's been real good even with runners in scoring position, 2 out. Just 174 against him.
Breaking ball lands. It's 2-1 on Grissom. He got his first extra base hit here at the Big A last night after he's been wearing out road ballparks all season.
That was a hanger right there. It's one of those ones as a hitter you got to walk out of the batter's box and just regroup. You got your 1 pitch, could still get another one, and he's good about hitting the ball the other way too. He's been real successful, one of the the best on the halos as far as middle of the field other way approach, especially with 2 strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count here on Grissom with Joe Adell behind him. Meckler, a 2-out double, stands at second, and Grissom now has a full count. Sugano doesn't walk many hitters, but doesn't strike many out either. 16 walks against 31 strikeouts and 59 innings of work. And typically the ball's put in play behind him. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Grissom. And a foul. You know, you talk about it a lot that sometimes when a pitcher is out there that allows a lot of contact, the infielders, the outfielders are more on their toes. They're ready. Well, the numbers bear that out for Sugano. The fielding run value of the Rockies skyrockets when he pitches compared to the other guys on the team.
Because there's contact made, they're on their toes, they're ready, whether you're an infielder or even an outfielder.
3-2 the count on Grissom. And a breaking ball fouled at home plate. It's interesting to see that bared out in the case of Sugano. Makes it very valid what you've been saying as regard to those fielders just being in a more prime position to make their plays when they know a pitcher is going to give up some contact.
Yeah, and you know, his ground ball rate about a little over 40%, so they're on their toes. The outfielders the same thing, so it's contact's going to be made. You always have that prep step to be in position to make a play.
Gold Glover at short and Tovar. As Grissom got just a piece of that to stay alive. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, not a big strikeout guy. You don't walk a lot of guys, so you're on your toes a lot as you're a fielder when he's on the bump.
So the 9th pitch of the at bat to Grissom. Sugano does have a strikeout in the inning of Trout. A fastball's in there, strike 3. Grissom was looking for something else as he goes down looking.
A good sign earlier today for Zach Neto and the Angels on the field, taking part in batting practice outside today. Still dealing with some symptoms of whiplash after that collision at home plate Saturday in Tampa. That was the reason he was a late scratch in the game yesterday. Woke up with a little bit of a headache. He described it.
And there's a fly ball out to left. It's Hunter Goodman again with a home run. He went deep in the 8th inning yesterday. Hit a 3-run homer that gave the Rockies the lead. And he's hit a solo shot here in the 2nd to make it 1-0.
Slider right in the middle part of the plate. He jumped on that one. He's that one threat for power in this lineup. You can see why. 111 off the bat.
15th home run for Goodman overall. He was a Silver Slugger winner in the National League last year behind the plate. That is quite a, looks like Langler's swing, yes, to some degree. So the Rockies are up 1-0 on the home run by Goodman, which very rudely, looking like Barney now, interrupted Erica downstairs. Erica, please.
Yeah, just to finish the thought on Neto, felt like he woke up with a bit of a migraine. They wanted to give him the day off to rest. He did undergo some concussion tests, passed all of those, no concern there. Didn't regret playing Sunday in Tampa. He said he felt fine, felt good on the flight home, but when he woke up yesterday, that's when the headache happened, but hopefully he's available at some point tonight.
Why don't you go throw on that purple coat down, the fur coat down there, see if you can pull off the look better than the Rockies can. Here's Johnston, who is already to second base with a double. And now the ball gets away on the relay attempt. Johnston heads for third, and he'll make it. So Troy Johnston ends up all the way at third base after a ball hit into the right field corner. The throw incoming on the relay attempt got away, and Johnston got an extra base.
Another breaker ball was down, and he jumped on it, kept his head down, head still, hooks it right down the line. He's having a solid all-around season. That's his 16th double.
Hitting over 300 in an era where not a lot of batters are. And Adele just missed everybody on that relay throw. It was nowhere near Peraza. So Adele is given an error. The Rockies have a man on third right after the home run. Here's Ezekiel Tovar, who's just hoping to make some contact after striking out 5 times in the game yesterday. Infield is mostly in. The middle infielder is kind of halfway, but Tovar with a fly ball to right. This probably is deep enough to score. Johnston, who runs well. Adele makes the catch, fires it home, and Johnston makes it 2-0. RBI for Tovar.
Getting the job done, successful out on that swing, getting the pitch up to be able to hit deep enough for a sac fly. And that wide throw allows the run to score now.
2 runs in the inning, just like that for the Rockies. A home run, a play that resulted in Troy Johnston going all the way to third after he doubled, and then a sac fly. So it didn't take long for Colorado to get 2. And a strike to Sterling Thompson.
So both hits in this game, in this inning, have been on one on a slider, one on the curveball, and both those pitches have been hit fairly hard this season. And still, when you go back to his best pitch, fastball, four-seamer, and changeup. Now the feel for that changeup, he got it out on the ground last half inning on a good changeup, and he's got pretty good spin on the slider and curveball too.
We talked about his changeup, and that was one there in the last start against the Tigers. You know, with that screwball-like movement, he's always said it's his bread and butter pitch. You can see why when he's right with it, how that pitch moves, and especially playing off a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. When you talk about the speed variations a lot, that goes from 98 to 84, 85.
And it's really big too. So you could start up a little bit higher, but you got to drop it down at least in the lower quadrants of the strike zone.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Thompson, and that fastball ran up and in 3-2. Thompson was the DH last night, had 3 times on base, scored a run, drove in a run. He's playing in left field today.
When you look at speaking of tunneling those pitches, take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud with that four-seam fastball and changeup, exact same, and you can see how much that changeup will drop, and that four-seamer stays true all the way to the strike zone.
There's a breaking ball chopped foul. Remember that curveball, though, when he was with the Orioles, when he was at his best for those 2 seasons. That was a pretty good third pitch for him.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's all coming back because of the fact that it was such a long time pitching in the major leagues, and they're going to have a feel for all those pitches.
It's a 3-2 changeup there that missed for ball 4. So Sterling Thompson draws a walk. And the Rockies with 3 out of their 4 men so far in this inning, reaching safely to bring up Kyle Karros. Karros, the son of the great Dodger Eric Karros, grew up around LA, went to UCLA, and he has been at his best against the 2 LA-based teams. He has a .525 slugging percentage now in 15 games against the Angels and the Dodgers. Only a .273 slugging percentage against everybody else. One ball, no strikes on Karros. You know, Miguel Rojas helped him out a little with
Yes, and it helps. About a 38-mile-an-hour fastball.
2 balls and no strikes on Kyle Karros. His dad Eric was a Rookie of the Year winner. The Dodgers in the mid-90s are turning out Rookies of the Year every year.
I want to fall back in that rut with the walks again that we saw yesterday.
Too many yesterday. Too many period from this pitching staff. 3-0 the count on Karros. Yeah, there's another walk. So 4 pitches put Karros at first, and Thompson goes to second base. Another Rocky reaches to bring up Edward Julian. It was Eric Karros, Piazza, Raul Mondesi, Hideo Nomo, and Todd Hollandsworth all winning Rookie of the Year consecutively, 5 in a row for the Dodgers.
Felt like Oakland was doing that for a while around that same period of time too.
And the A's had 3 straight in the late 80s, and the Dodgers did it in the late 70s too. A run of Rookies of the Year.
Well, it's a tough one. It is a very patient pitcher, hitter at the plate right now too.
Ball 1 to Julian, which brings Rivero out. So they will talk, and we will drive with Hyundai.
A car that sees what you can't, how it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Rodriguez faced the Dodgers in his first start. He's pretty amped up for that one. Looked good early and then gave up a big inning as they went along. He was better against the Rangers. A little bit of a defensive letdown behind him on May 22nd in that second start, although he did pick up the win. He was pretty good last time against the Tigers. 5 innings, 1 run on 2 hits.
Yeah, he really established himself again, be able to throw his firm 4-seamer, but his changeup is great.
1 ball, no strikes on Julian, and that fastball misses as well. So
that's a strike there.
Rivero did not try to challenge it. Rockies blitzed Rodriguez to start the inning, and now he has lost command. Back-to-back walks. He's behind the number 9 hitter, and finally a strike. It's a quick first inning, all of 10 pitches. He's thrown over 20 already here in the second.
I'll tell you what, when these first 2 games is watching the Rockies, they really attack the baseball. Their offense is pretty potent, even with some big-time players not available right now on the IL. They can swing the bat a little bit.
Well, Mickey Moniak's been their best hitter this year, and he's still out with his ankle injury. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Julian. That's 3-2.
Just kind of guided that changeup Wayne that time and said just trusting the feel and the grip of the pitch. Not a ton of speed out there. I don't think they're going 3-2.
Kind of runs in the family a little bit with the guy at first. Anything?
He's going to tell you, hey, I got 2 stolen bases.
3-2. And a bouncer to first softly hit Grissom on a foul ball. It's right there on the bag. And maybe you think about Grissom charging that a little bit more aggressively to get that out.
Especially when you have a pitcher struggling to throw some strikes, just get that out.
Kind of waited for it along the base. He had the base runner moving up the line in front of him. So Rodriguez will try again here. 3-2. Top of the order is next. Another foul as Rodriguez is desperate for an out.
97-mile-an-hour fastball. Talk about big spots in the game. It's a big spot here. This is the second inning.
And another foul. So Julian battles here against Rodriguez.
And you can tell by the reaction by Grayson Rodriguez. He goes, I got away with that one. There's a curveball upstairs. See if he can make that good pitch. He's got that great extension.
3-2. And a ground ball into right field, a base hit. Around third base, Thompson is being sent home. Joe Adell wasn't sure where to throw it. Now a throw to second. Peraza dives for the tag, and he's out. Now Julian believes he got around the tag. We'll see. He gets an RBI regardless. 3-0 Rockies. Adell was uncertain where to throw that ball at first. Finally got it in towards second, and Peraza diving for the runner.
They're not going to challenge it. He is out. That's a big out. A fortunate out.
Well, at some point, Bill Miller waved the Rockies off, so they ran out of time to determine if they should challenge or not.
Got in initially there, but then he's off the bag right there.
Yeah, but there's no tag there. He tagged him at first too, and then they both kind of peeled off at the same time, so you can see why the Rockies weren't sure there. A lot happening on that play, and they may have been right had they challenged, but they couldn't get it in time.
That was another healthy hack right there on McCarthy.
Smacked a home run yesterday. He's hit 2 in his last 3 games and now has 4 on the year. McCarthy was a pretty important piece for the Diamondbacks when they went to the World Series a few years ago.
Yeah, he did some really special things for the Diamondbacks.
2 balls and a strike, although he did not appear in the postseason. He had an oblique injury right as the playoffs were starting. Gave Alec Thomas a lot more playing time that October.
And he's no longer with the Diamondbacks.
He's a Dodger, I believe. 2-0 is the count here. 2-1 rather. McCarthy fouls it off his foot. 2-2. Dodgers are in Arizona. They lead 4-0 early in that game. Shohei has been red hot, a double and a triple tonight. Freddie Freeman has hit a home run. 2-2 on McCarthy. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
And he got that changeup back after a number of curves and slider.
3-run inning for the Rockies.
And here's our Hyundai key to the game. Take me home. Country Road. Oh, John Denver, take me home. How about some home runs against a guy that gives up a lot of home runs? Make that 11 of them. But that's the case for the Halos. Get right back in this game.
Joe Adell whiffs on a breaking ball. Looking at a Rockies pitcher here with very few strikeouts, even fewer whiffs this season. And so far he has a couple of strikeouts and he's missed some bats in the first couple of innings. He has a 3-run lead on top of it. He's ahead of Adele, 0-2.
He's gotten away with a couple breaking balls too, right in the middle of the plate so far, though. Been pretty successful against the Halos in his career, 1-0 with a 3 ERA, covering 12 innings. 9 strikeouts in those 12.
0-2. That's right there for strike 3. That was the splitter. Sugano thinks he has his third strikeout. See if ABS agrees. Powered by T-Mobile, and it is strike 3.
Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
Sugano's season high in strikeouts is 5. He's already 2 behind that after just 5 hitters faced. Here's Donovan Walton. Walton's hit over 300 so far in his short time with the Angels. 9 hits and 29 at bats. A couple of doubles as well.
A good level swing too, making solid contact with the barrel.
He barrels that one out toward right. Johnston back for it. It's over his head and one hops over the wall. It's an automatic double for Walton.
See how quick that is. That cutter was right down the heart again. It's 104 plus off the bat. It's quick. That barrel, he gets that good level hard swing. Boy, he connects on that one out in front.
That is a true automatic double out of Johnston's range. We were impressed by Johnston last night when he played all the way through on Soler's triple that hit up against that netting, which is now something we've seen twice happen at Angel Stadium this year with the extended netting all the way to the corners. As Oswald Peraza bats and looks at ball 1. But Johnston didn't put his hands up like we saw Joe Adele do when that ball hit off the screen the first time.
He played it all the way through.
And he might have saved an inside the park home run had he put his hands up and taken a moment or two before starting to chase the ball. Soler would have had some extra time to come all the way around. There's a pop-up from Peraza to shallow right. This will be Johnston in for it. And that's the second out. We talked to our buddy Ryan Spilborghs over on Rockies TV about it, and he said that's just kind of how Johnston plays. He's just going to chase the ball. If it's there, he's not really worried about anything else. He just kind of plays everything through to begin with.
He's just going to run.
So we're not sure if he knew the rule or not, but he acted as if he did. Here's Sebastian Rivero with 2 outs. Walton at second base after his double. And a ground ball hit sharply. Tovar bobbles it. Still has time as he picks it up and throws out Rivero to win the inning. And your Angels bobblehead collection with the Yusei Kikuchi bobblehead. First 25,000 fans Monday, June 8th will take home their very own Yusei Kikuchi bobblehead, courtesy of JAE, Japan Aviation Electronics Industry Limited. Visit angels.com/promotions. The Angels will play the Houston Astros that night here at the Big A, one of Kikuchi's former clubs.
That's so awesome. Well, hoping Halos get some action going. Grayson's got to be able to put up a 0 right here. There's a couple doubles, a couple opportunities early for the offense. Haven't got that hit yet. Keep putting those guys in scoring position. It'll turn around quickly for the Halos.
Willie Castro leads off the 3rd inning. I say you can't beat fun at the old ballpark, but it is more fun when the home team wins.
Yes.
Castro struck out his first time. TJ Rumfield follows him. Then Goodman, who has hit a couple of homers already in this series and has 15 now on the season. Continuing pretty much just a carryover from what he did last year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Castro, a former Minnesota Twin. He was traded to the Cubs in the middle of last year. Found his way to Colorado.
Here's just a real good changeup to McCarthy last half inning. That one right there was upstairs. And that means he's not getting that out over the front leg, his changeup. In a field pitch like that, you have to make sure you have that balance over the front leg and be able to turn that changeup over as you release the baseball.
Struck out McCarthy on a good one. And Castro just beats one into the ground foul. Castro came up as a Tiger in his first big league opportunity. A couple of years ago with the Twins, he played 5 different positions in his first 10 starts of the season. He really leaned into that versatility. So the lines one to center. Trout is in for it, and he slides, dives, and makes the catch.
Good jump on that one. Aggressive on that one for Trout. Nice play in center field. Something he's been working out with Adam Eaton a lot on, as far as coming in on the baseball. He's done a drill a lot. Just those first few steps. And that's the reason why he was able to catch that before it hit that outfield grass.
The beginning of a slide into a dive, into a little tumble. There's a broken bat roller foul. Let's see Trout leave his feet too often. As he came in for that sinking line drive, he had to, and he made the play. Balls and a strike on Rumfield, who was traded from the Yankees organization in the offseason. Angel Chivilli was sent to New York from Colorado, and Rumfield's turned into a Rookie of the Year candidate in the National League. Well, plenty of competition this year, man.
Yes.
So many good rookies around both leagues.
Hard pressed to find a better group of talented players overall in baseball over recent time. I mean, it's very impressive.
Rumfield all tied up there, and so a lot of youth for the 19-year-old when he was called up. Now 20-year-old Connor Griffin with Pittsburgh. J.J. Weatherholt's been impressive in St. Louis, just focusing on the National League.
And McGonigal with the Tigers.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Rumfield. And certainly, as long as he comes back healthy at some point, Murakami will be in the American League Rookie of the Year candidacy, as Rumfield fouls one. It was into the glove of Rivera there for strike 3, so that is a strikeout. Number 3 for Rodriguez. 2 down.
He's got to punch out the top 3 in the lineup here tonight. '98.
A little different for the Japanese players. They come in and they've already played a high caliber of baseball, many seasons for Murakami. Breaking ball lands there. Good one from Rodriguez. A strike to Goodman.
His power, though, is pretty impressive. Wow, we saw it.
And we certainly did. White Sox will miss him for the time being with that hamstring strain. No balls and a strike. Goodman whiffs on the breaking ball. So Rodriguez starting to look a little more comfortable now again here in the
better
third.
curve, better slider.
Goodman 2 homers now in his last 2 at bats, 4 home runs in his last 7 games.
Now you got to make him swing at a non-strike here. Well off the plate. Looked like he had a tougher time on the outside corner.
The ball's 2 strikes. The curveball didn't entice Goodman.
I think you could paint that four-seam fastball at the knees away. He's anticipating some sort of breaking ball, even though he did hit a breaking ball out.
Count is 1-2. And there's one up and in. The fastball that got away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rockies in general have been scoring more lately. They've had 6 or more runs in 4 straight games. First time in a few years they've done that.
What if you foul balls? That's pushed the pitch count up too on Rodriguez. In that second inning, 32 pitches alone after a really quick first inning.
Two balls, 2 strikes. It's upstairs to Goodman. It's 3-2. He had 31 home runs last year. Had a breakout season. He said most of his home runs over the last 2 years on the road. 29 out of his 46. And he comes back to draw a walk here after being behind 0-2. So Goodman's on, and Johnston will be the batter.
Johnston swings at the first pitch a lot.
Rockies grabbed Johnston out of the Marlins organization. He's 28 years old. He'll be 29 soon. This is his first real big league opportunity.
He was Hackett again. He's coming in the game 455, 15 for 33 with a home run on the first pitch, but in play.
Played a little bit for Miami last year, but really held his own as a member of the Rockies now. 16 doubles with his 2-base hit earlier. Says up on the video board his birthday is National Onion Ring Day. It's exciting.
Yes. You a fan of onion rings?
That's in the right moment. I'm not always charging toward onion rings, but here and there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now 1-2. They're not in the chicken tender family, so
no.
You're just out on that.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I understand.
I have to thank Siri every day. That's my life.
You're saving the chicken tenders. Really, that changed your life, I think.
Yes, it has.
Time is called. Johnston at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think if he has that feel, he's comfortable with a changeup, this would be the time to try to drop that changeup away. Especially some good firm fastballs. Setting it up.
We found that July 27th is National Chicken Tender Day, so we'll have to get you a nice big order then.
Oh, perfect.
Maybe put a few more in the bucket for you.
Yes. That was a pretty good changeup there. He fouled off.
It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Johnston. And he takes ball 2. Today's a palindrome day. It's 6-2-26, which is the same forward and backward.
Well, I didn't know that one.
As 6-22-26 will be National Onion Ring Day. It'll also be a palindrome day, so you're welcome.
Yes, thank you for that one.
2-2 the count. And a ground ball into the glove of Grissom to end the inning. Right down the line, but Grissom was well placed to retire the side.
day all around baseball, celebrating more than just baseball. Awareness for those living with ALS, creating awareness. Sam Cunningham, a SoCal native, throwing out the honorary first pitch ahead of tonight's ball game. Sam joining us this evening. First off, before we talk a little bit about Lou Gehrig Day and ALS awareness, how was it throwing out the first pitch here at Angel Stadium tonight?
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, when I first was walking onto the field, it was like a dream. Like, you see all the green, all the people sitting down, and it was incredible.
Well, you're from Orange County in San Diego now. You were diagnosed with ALS back in November of 2024. It took 6 years for you to get a diagnosis, is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, it took about 6 years. I have a kind of a slow progressing form of the illness, and it kind of started with some tripping, and oddly enough, I was actually wearing flip-flops and just kept on tripping on my flip-flops. Very subtle things that kept on building. Then some muscle twitches, which is kind of a hallmark of the disease. They're called fasciculations. And then a lot of aggressive cramping. So it really just started my legs. And I got a baseline of athleticism. I was a surfer and competitive swimmer. And so I think I also just was very body aware to begin with. And so I just noticed these little subtle changes. Yeah, it took about 6 years, and then what really started being a swimmer, like I was so used to lung capacity and everything like that, and that started changing, and I got very, very concerned. I used to be able to hold my breath for about 3 minutes or so, and that kept on dropping down, and I was like, oh, is this just aging? What's going on? But yeah, it took 6 years and about 15 neurologists to figure it out.
Well, obviously baseball draws awareness to ALS because of Lou Gehrig on this day, and now you're here as we continue to create awareness. That's why you're here, to help us get the word about a treatment and a cure. The importance for you that Major League Baseball is behind this cause every single year to continue to give this disease awareness.
Well, I've told a few people this. When you're diagnosed with this disease, you're basically walking this tightrope between hope and reality. And like events like this and everyone in this stadium, they fuel that hope so that hope can win.
You're part of Augie's Quest too. I know there was a tailgate today outside to create awareness, part of a walk, a fundraising walk. Tell me about the work you do with Augie's Quest.
Yeah, so Augie's Quest, a few months after my diagnosis, I got connected with them, actually through my dad. His company, there was a few people that had ALS in his company, and so he was aware of Augie's Quest and actually knew Augie Nieto. And so we got connected with them, started with a golf tournament in Arizona, and then we did a walk last year right over here on the other side of the stadium, where my company is our office headquarters, and that raised about $75,000. And this year we were like, all right, it was just a walk and kind of a tailgate and food trucks and speeches. So this year we're like, let's just weave in Lou Gehrig Day. And so less of a walk, more of a tailgate, and just obviously, a great day at the ballpark for awareness.
No doubt, and we appreciate your efforts in doing that and being part of it, and your willingness to talk about it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
Wow, what a hero.
An incredible story by Sam Cunningham. As Jorge Soler bats the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes here in the third. Angels trail 3-0. Lou Gehrig Day across Major League Baseball every June 2nd. And Soler throws his bat at that. It's a soft grounder. Tovar charging backhands and throws him out. What a good play by the former Gold Glove winner Ezequiel Tovar.
Exactly right, Wayne. That's a Gold Glove play on that. It has some spin on it too, and how quick he was on the transfer and got a lot on that throw. Look how quick that ball was out of the glove that was throwing him. That's why he's won a Gold Glove.
And 2 years ago in 2024 has that Venezuelan flag inside his glove. He put it to good use there. 2 outs. Here is Trout. He struck out his first time against Sugano and takes ball 1. Of course, in modern day Major League Baseball, while Lou Gehrig's story goes back almost 100 years now, As the Iron Horse had that long game streak, 2,130 straight games. For a long time, ALS, known as Lou Gehrig's disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, has affected the great Sarah Langs as she continues to pump out information. And good article, I believe, on Yahoo Sports today about Sarah.
Her love for baseball, unbelievable.
Well, that was one thing she said too. You know, it doesn't, just because I have ALS doesn't mean that a stat is great. She said stats are great anyway, and I'm just the person that's here to kind of throw those out or research those things. 2 balls and a strike as Trout fouls one at home plate. She's exactly right. You know, Sarah's a great resource because Sarah's a great resource, not because she has ALS, but certainly brings a lot of attention from our standpoint to that disease, a horrific disease. And we hope that whether it's through Sam or Sarah or Augie's quest, we know our friend John Shambi in Chicago does a lot with ALS foundations and the fight against ALS.
He's been doing it for a long time in Kansas City also.
Yeah. And we hope that one day there's a cure. 2-2. And that all this awareness and these foundations point toward that, and they mean something at the end of the day to get this figured out. 3-2 on Trout.
I know.
Ripped to left and a base hit. Even Tovar couldn't find that one. It screamed by him. It's a 2-out single.
111 miles per hour off the bat for Trout. It was a 4-seam fastball. Rocketed that by him. Now that's that direct swing to the baseball. A little step back, rocket through the infield.
Here's Wade Meckler as he bats the number 3 spot. Now, back in those days of the 1920s Yankees, Babe Ruth was number 3 and Lou Gehrig was number 4. Those were their spots in the batting order. That's how they were designated, those numbers. And Lou Gehrig, of course, after he told Wally Pipp to take a hike, Gehrig was in the lineup every day for about 14 years. 2 balls and no strikes, but Ruth 3, Gehrig 4, and those two together, the historic combinations. Every time you see a combo of players associated with a single team, it's always compared to Gehrig and Ruth. Still, almost 100 years later, and some of their seasons it has been 100 years. 3 balls and no strikes on Meckler.
You know, Wayne, 3-0 count here. I'm giving him the green light, even though he's not a lot of experience, but he's done some damage with extra base hits, a couple home runs and a double.
Give it to him. Nobody will mind if you give it to him. 3-0 on Meckler. And he took a strike at the knees. You didn't give it to him in time, I guess.
I guess not.
I think if you just yelled from the booth, I don't think anybody would stop you here. 3-1 the count. Meckler shows bunt on a 3-1 fastball and looks at strike 2.
And the reason why I say a lot, you know, it used to be where, oh no, you take a pitch, you're going to get the same exact pitch, 3-1. There's a good chance you're going to get a strike, 3-0. So be ready to do damage. That's why I think it's so important to swing 3-0.
Well, then 3-1, he's showing bunt.
Yeah. I think that'll throw you off as a pitcher too.
Sugano stepping off here, and I said, "Really?"
Yes. Wait a minute, what just happened?
Well, we'll go teach Wade Meckler the story of how Ruth and Gehrig got their numbers, because they bat 3rd and 4th. 3-2, hitting 3rd. Meckler finally swings at one and fouls one off.
A nice play.
Sounded like it. I got this big light in my face. I couldn't see it.
Well, you're a superstar.
Assuming this dad right here made the catch. Well, one of the kids did. Full count on Meckler with Trout at first. And he takes ball 4, so a couple of base runners to bring up Grissom.
And the tying run to the dish here. Some traffic again. There will be 3 straight innings with a man at second base just looking for that hit to get this thing going offensively.
What's kept Sugano's ERA reasonable this year is that he's been effective with men on base. Look at some of the StatCast numbers on Sugano, and they're not favorable. His overall numbers aren't bad.
Wow. Pitch kind of look low. See if it gets a lower part of the strike zone. Just barely touched it.
That would have been hard to tell. Grissom didn't challenge anyway. The ball's on a strike.
There's only 1 left now.
That's true too. Adele lost one last inning. 0-2 now on Grissom. Sugano didn't get to the U.S. until he was already 35 years old. He signed with the Orioles last year. He was with the Yomiuri Giants for his entire career in Japan. He was an 8-time All-Star. And he strikes out Grissom as the Angels leave a man on second for the 3rd straight inning. 4 strikeouts now for Sugano. This was before the game today on Lou Gehrig Day here at Angel Stadium. Well, yesterday, one that Ezequiel Tovar would like to forget. Struck out 5 times against the Angels last night. It's only happened a few times in the last 20 years that a Halos pitching staff has struck out the same batter 5 times in a game. Coincidentally, Yoan Moncada was the last against the Angels to do it.
Boy, it's 3 straight innings. The Halos have a chance to score. So far, they have not. So it's up to Grayson Rodriguez to try to keep this as close as possible to get that offense going.
It's still 3-0 as Tovar looks at strike 1. Tovar had a sac fly in the 2nd, scoring one of those 3 runs the Rockies put up in that inning. Hunter Goodman hit a home run. Edward Julian had a run-scoring single as well. Here's Tovar popping one up. This is Walton in foul ground. That's the first out. At the very least, Rodriguez threw 32 pitches in that 2nd inning, but the Angels still would like to get some length. The bullpen is not really in much better shape today than it was yesterday.
No, really use a quick inning right now.
Sam Aldeguerri is back. Jose Fermin is out to Salt Lake. Rivero seemed to like that pitch, but didn't challenge the call from Bill Miller.
It was a little low.
Sterling Thompson is at the plate here, walked and scored. Rivera like that one too, and that was a strike. Thompson born in Colorado, and surprisingly not too many Rockies have been. And Kyle Freeland from the Denver area. 2 balls and a strike now on Thompson, the first Colorado born position player to make his major league debut at the Rockies. That seems hard to believe.
That is really hard to believe on that one.
Well, there's plenty of big leaguers from there. But the other 3 Rockies to make their big league debuts from Colorado as Rockies were all pitchers. Lucas Gilbreth, Freeland, and John Burke way back in '96. A fly ball to left center off the end of the bat. Trout is in for it. Calls off Meckler and snags it for the second out.
You would think it'd be just the opposite, more hitters than pitchers. Colorado.
2 away as Karros will bat. They've never been able to figure out how to get decent pitching. And for a couple of years, from the last 2 seasons they made the playoffs in 17 and 18, they pitched better than usual those years. Anytime you remember the Rockies being good, though, it's because they had a lot of sluggers. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Peraza grabs it, spins and throws. Safe at first is Karros. What an effort by Peraza. It looked like he had no chance, and he almost made the play.
Really close play. I'm sure they're looking at it. It looks like he did beat it out, though. You just beat it out there. Very similar to what we saw last night.
With Siri?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a pretty similar play there at first. And then, for the record, I don't know how you couldn't have called Siri safe with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning yesterday. After that play was reviewed for a while, Siri's outstood.
He was really frustrated with that, too.
Anybody who was hoping the Angels would pull that out last night was frustrated by that call, because it seemed like Siri was safe. One ball, 1 strike on Edward Julian.
This again, he just not quite out in front. Just let that slip out the side of the hand on his changeup.
Rodriguez not as sharp as he was in that game against Detroit last week.
He's throwing 13 changeups as 6 strikes. When he's thrown them, it's been good ones.
And Julian knocks one into right center field. So Karros, who thought about going to third, stays at second. Back-to-back 2-out hits.
A lot of action in that bottom part of the lineup again tonight. This changeup right here stayed upstairs. See how he's trying to turn that over, and in his hand, not on top of the baseball, to flatten it out.
And Julian's been on base 4 times now in this series. Karros has been on base 5 times. Sterling Thompson has been on 4 times, all at the bottom of the order. Back to the top now, Jake McCarthy, who struck out his last time. So he takes ball 1. And a speedy outfielder McCarthy. Popped up to the left side. Walton will run out of room. All this talk about Lou Gehrig today, Lou Gehrig Day. Well, Jake McCarthy has a brother named Joe. If you go back into baseball history to the original Joe McCarthy, he was Lou Gehrig's manager with the Yankees for some of those years. Swing and a miss on the changeup, 1 and 2.
He threw a good one. That's the second really good one he's thrown to McCarthy so far tonight.
That Joe McCarthy was from Philly. He was a huge fan of Connie Max, as I'm sure you were.
Oh, it's some more juggler vein right there.
Yeah, you weren't ready for that one.
No.
1 ball, 2 strikes. It's 2 and 2.
Tried to be real perfect on that last changeup after the one before was perfect.
3-2. I think Joe Torre caught some flack for managing Jeter and Posada and those great Yankee teams, not having to be a terribly active manager. Well, how do you think Joe McCarthy felt managing Ruth and Gehrig? What did he have to do?
Just said, okay, you guys are hitting third and fourth. Well, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, go get him. Runners going as McCarthy fouls one back.
It's a matter of how many runs you're going to score that day.
Really? And those guys moved on, and then here comes DiMaggio.
Yes. Hey, Mickey Mantle will go by there too.
Slap to left, and it falls in front of Meckler for a base hit. Meckler throwing toward third base, and it hits the runner and bounces away. One run is in as Caro scores. Julian holds up at third, and taking second on the wild throw is McCarthy. RBI for him, and it's 4-0 Colorado.
Just went the other way on it again. Another good swing. They shorten up, punch it the other way.
You see Meckler's thought process there was that he could get the out at third base before the run scored. But the throw ends up hitting the runner. If it's on target there, he might be out, and that run wouldn't have counted.
For a while, that base was unoccupied too at third base. Going in for a cutoff.
But that throw ends up hitting Julian. McCarthy takes second. Meckler's given an error. You see the runner heading home. He's not really all that close as that ball gets to third. So Meckler had the right idea, but the wrong execution. As his throw went into the base runner and bounded away. So the run does score. The Angels outfield has made 2 errors now.
That's some guys having a tough time getting to the base they're supposed to be at, though.
Well, that doesn't help. Here's Willie Castro taking ball 1. It's symbolic of the overall issues for a team that has fallen to 15 games under 500. Two balls and no strikes on Willie Castro.
It's been a battle here today for Grayson. Those ups and downs of getting acclimated back to the mound after having pitched since 24.
Castro walked 3 times yesterday. Three and 1 now on Castro. Rodriguez nearing 90 pitches already. And now 3 and 2 as Castro foul tips that.
Back-to-back fastballs.
Sam Aldeguerri mentioned his return to the big leagues. He is up in the bullpen and might need to go a few innings here. Those pitches Rodriguez has thrown so far 97. That was 2 starts ago. He's already passed his pitch count from his last outing.
So just trying to keep this reasonable to come back in.
It's 4-0. Angels have left some men on base early on. And now Castro sends one to deep right, and that's not coming back. 3-run homer. It's way up the seats, and it is 7-0 in favor of the Colorado Rockies, bidding for their 2nd straight win in this series.
And 2nd home run of the game. Fastball above the strike zone.
.433 feet.
That went a long way out there. That was a quick hands.
Well, the 3rd homer for Castro this year. Now fly ball to right center from Rumfield. Adell's after it in the gap, and he makes the running catch. Oh, he didn't grab it. The ball actually clanked off of Adell, and I believe did it bounce over? I don't think so. But it hit Adell and landed on the warning track. Well, if it did hit off him and go over the wall, it's a home run. Let's see. It clanked, it hit him in the head, and oh no.
That's going to be a home run. That's definitely a home run.
That is a home run, almost Canseco style. Hit his glove, hit him on the hat, and bounced over the wall. That is a home run for T.J. Rumfield.
It'll be his 8th home run of the season.
It'll be 8-0 once the umpires figure this out.
There's no question that's a home run.
It definitely is a home run. It did not hit the ground or the wall. Off the player and over the wall, it is a home run. And it is adding insult to injury here for the Angels on a play where Joe Adell not only did not make the catch, but had the ball ricochet off of him, off of his cap, and go over the wall for a home run. 2 out, nobody on to start this inning. Back-to-back homers end the night for Rodriguez in his 8-zip. Angels baseball on AB TV is brought to you by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. By Jack in the Box, get fired up with the Hot Ones Munchie Meal. And by Stubba, the proud partner of Angels baseball. Now the Angels entering this series against the Rockies, trying to hold off Colorado, the team that entered with the worst record in the majors. But the Angels, who had played a little better here of late, swept the Rangers, went 3-3 on their recent road trip, won 6 of 9, and had in position for a moment last night to win for the 7th time in their last 10 games. Instead blew a lead, lost to the Rockies, and now behind 8-0 tonight. Sam Aldeguerri is on the mound after Grayson Rodriguez goes 3 2/3. Giving up 8 runs on 8 hits. And Joe Adell, who has really the highlight of the season, robbing a home run, robbing 3 of them in one game against the Mariners. And he'll end up on the lowlights after that ball that ricocheted off of him for a home run.
Good time to turn that changeup over for Aldeguerri.
It's Hunter Goodman who is homer tonight. out of the 3 now for Colorado.
Give him now 59 on the season.
There was a changeup that Goodman was out in front for strike 3 to end the inning. Major League Baseball. There's Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Man, defeating the Iron Horse in terms of the all-time game streak. Incredible Ripken did, and well, no one's all that close. Well, Matt Olson has put together a pretty impressive streak now at 842 games. It calls into the impressiveness of Olson's streak that only 3 players even have a full season's worth of a streak going. Olson, Pete Alonso, and Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, I mean, it's the answer the call every single day, the play. I mean, it's especially now with every team you're playing, every team, so the travel is even more difficult for the players. But it's very impressive what Matt Olson has been doing now in baseball.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while, ever since he got to Atlanta, certainly even a little before that as a member of the A's. 842 consecutive games. He hit a home run today as well as Adele swings and misses. You played in an era, you played against Cal Ripken. You faced him, I'm sure, a bunch over the years. You know, what impressed you as it was happening when you were, you know, most of your career was spent during Ripken's streak?
I got locked up against him a bunch of different times, and always was wondering and thinking, how is he still on a lot of those pitches? I mean, he's staying on pitches away, breaking balls. You would think playing every day, and in Baltimore, especially in the summer, it is extremely humid, yet it never seemed to affect his swing. He was still quick enough. He was really good inside early, away late in game in counts. I was always impressed how never, and I remember hearing guys when they were trying to take him out at second base, when you could take out a guy, it was like sliding into a fire hydrant. You didn't even get close to sliding into Cal Ripken Jr. at second base.
One ball.
And always in great position to field baseballs.
Played shortstop for most of that streak. He ended up at third base later in his career. Remember that great moment in the All-Star game in Ripken's last season when Alex Rodriguez was going out to shortstop and then waved Ripken over to play that position in the All-Star game. A memorable moment. But yeah, Cal was, I mean, not only playing every inning of every game,
yes, he did,
but doing it at a very dynamic position where a lot's happening at shortstop.
Won, you know, Rookie of the Year, won an MVP, won a World Series. I mean, he was phenomenal. And that's still that moment. It was against the Angels when he broke the Lou Gehrig's all-time mark too, and then he hit a home run in that game too.
Adele called out on strikes. Of course he did. You know, Ripken had a flair for the dramatic. He hit a home run in that All-Star game we were just referencing too. One out here in the 4th as Adele is the 5th strikeout victim for Sugano. He has looked sharp here tonight. And for all talk about StatCast and strikeout rates and whiff rates and expected this and expected that. Well, what's actually happening is that the Rockies are winning 8-0, and Sugano has been effective in 3 1/3 innings.
He's mixing and matching all his pitches, showing enough fastballs to make his splitter good, his slider, his sweeper, his cutter. Ooh, a cutter that Meckler hit the ball really well.
Walton's hit the ball hard twice now, and that one falls into the glove of Johnston as he backed up in right field. Walton doubled earlier. 2 outs here in the 4th inning with the Angels down 8-0. What has been a disappointing start to this series after a decent road trip and a sweep against the Rangers. And once again, this team's going to have to find some fight down in that dugout at the clubhouse and find a way to pull together. Just because you've lost a lot of games early on in the season doesn't mean you have to keep losing them either.
No, it means you just start playing well, you win series. Then before long, you're thinking about, okay, getting close to that 500 mark, but you got to win series. They won back-to-back series. They had a chance to win another one down in Tampa that got away from them.
Even if you never get back to 500 again this season, it's a long climb. You're 15 under and would be 16 if you lose tonight. Still just playing to a certain level of being in games and winning more than you're losing here with 4 months left in the season. I mean, a little less than 4 months, but there's a lot of respectability you can earn by just playing a lot better brand of baseball with what's left. Well, nothing feels unreachable in the American League.
I mean, I've played on some teams that got off to really slow starts, but that's when you lean on some veterans and they would say, hey, listen, don't worry about that. We've always been a club that's been real good in the second half or the month of June or July, whatever it is. You got to lean on somebody to give you that words of wisdom.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Oswald Peraza. What you don't want to see is guys giving up at bats or throwing the ball around or some of the things that start to crop up for a team that is at the bottom of its division. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Peraza. Again, playing cleanly, playing crisp baseball, fighting at the plate, having those good at bats that we saw at times earlier in the season. Those things are all still important no matter what your record is.
You mentioned when we talk about Sugano as far as throwing strikes, doesn't strike out a lot of people normally, but they play some really good defense. That's so important for your defense. Your guys on the mound throwing a lot of strikes and working quickly.
There's Peraza flipping one to shallow center. Castro goes out and goes all the way out and makes the catch. Well, the 2 Rockies outfielders just said, hey, Willie looks like he has it.
Well, he's played the outfield. That's why. He said play the outfield again.
He played infield and outfield on this one. Good play by Castro to win the inning. Well, Christmas is coming early, but not early enough to Angel Stadium. The first 25,000 fans Friday, June 26th, will get this plaid Santa hat, courtesy of Discount Tire and Service Centers. Angels.com/promotions. for more info on Christmas in June. Troy Johnston leads off here in the 5th inning. A double and a run scored in the 3rd. It is 8-0 in favor of the Rockies. Angels have been on the receiving end of some lopsided scores. That whole Dodgers series was lopsided. It's a little different though when it comes against a team that has the same record as you, that is also trying to fight its way back. You know, the Angels and Rockies went toe-to-toe yesterday. A game that featured a lot of mistakes on both sides, but tonight's been one-sided.
It's tough after 3 straight series. We think you're finally putting everything together. The offense was swinging well, and just the energy level was so much higher. And then you take that lead and then you give it back up like they did last night. I'll tell you what, it is tough when you give up leads late.
Angels did that a lot during their 6-24 stretch. It has not happened as much lately.
I mean, it's tough when you don't have all your guys ready to go and be available too. I mean, a lot of innings, a lot of shorter outings of late from the starters has put a lot more pressure on that bullpen to be able to get more outs than you would like to see.
Missing some cogs down there. Kirby Yates was not available until just recently. We still have not seen Ben Joyce, and he has not really gotten closer to coming back. This is going into a 2nd season now where you don't have him. Here's Johnson looping one. It's off the glove of Frazier. We'll see how that's ruled. Sounds like it was called a base hit. Could have been hearing things there. Johnson's on to begin the 5th. This is the upcoming schedule. All games on ABTV presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. One more with the Rockies. The 3 three-way series games at Chavez Ravine this weekend. Astros and Rays are here next week.
And the Astros are starting to play a little better baseball themselves, although they're struggling tonight against the Pirates. They're 7-3 in their last 10.
Well, and the Angels could have been if they'd have won last night, but that's exactly what I'm talking about with regard to your record. You know, the Astros have had a ton of injuries, and they have had an abysmal start to the season, but they're trying to fight through it, and they know that in the American League West, it's possible to get back up there. And in the American League in general, in the with 3 wild cards, it's possible to play better and get back up there. But that has to come from within your clubhouse and in your dugout. The ball's 2 strikes on Ezequiel Tovar. Well, Kurt Suzuki has been surrounded with a coaching staff that has a lot of veteran presence, whether it's guys who've been successful coaches for a long time like Mike Maddox, or Brady Anderson, a successful player who is the hitting coach of this team.
John Gibbons has been a manager and very successful at every level.
There's one off the hands, poked toward Frazier, who comes in for that and makes the play to first. Tovar's out, 1 away. Johnston at 2nd base. And it's a difficult situation for a first-time manager, although Kurt Suzuki has a lot of his own playing years and success as a player to draw from. And we know Kurt Suzuki says before and after games. We don't know what he's saying in the clubhouse to the players and how he manages and how he coaches the team in that way.
He's pretty quiet, but I've seen him enough in person. He's intense.
Here's Sterling Thompson with a fly ball to right center. This one into the glove of Adele. 2 outs and Johnston at 3rd base. You see glimpses of that when you see Suzuki in the dugout. Doesn't seem like it's necessarily his style to let that out through the press or publicly, which can be frustrating to fans, which you can understand. But Kurt Suzuki, you know that he cares, and he wants to see this team do the best it can. And 2 outs, and Kyle Karros is the batter.
And these are the type of games as a manager, your conversation with your team is, all right, it's a tough one right now. The score is what it is. Just try to win each inning from this point forward. That's the approach you have to take on the mound, in the field, but definitely in the batter's box.
The balls and 2 strikes on Karros. Angels had a good few weeks to start the season. Let some games slip away, but they had a respectable record. They were in a lot of games. And they spiraled for about a month. 0-2. Karros chased that, strike 3 on a check swing, which ends the inning. Join your Angels for every Saturday night home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for a list of Saturday night fireworks. The bottom of the 5th inning, it's 8-0. Sebastian Rivero doing the catching today. Normally in a 3-game series with an off day that follows, you'd see the starting catcher just take all 3 with all these being night games. The Angels said they wanted to give Rivero a day behind the plate. So Logan O'Hoppe not in there today. And Rivero is. 2 balls and no strikes to count. One more day in this series with Walbert Urania out there tomorrow. He's been a certain bright spot for the Angels over the last 5 weeks.
He's been great, and that month of May was unreal.
We'll see if Hoppe's back in there tomorrow to catch the rookie Urania. Former Angel Michael Lorenzen pitching for Colorado.
Two-one splitter. He's had a splitter working really effectively.
It's his best pitch generally. As Rivero off the end of his bat pops it to shallow center, and going out to make the catch is Chad Stevens. So I'm not sure what happened to Castro, but he's out of the game, and now Stevens, well, Castro's actually out of the game, I believe. No, is he at first? It's Julian who came out of the game. So Stevens making the catch.
Another good play on a pop-up shallow center field by the second baseman. The second baseman to do so.
And Castro, I didn't even know he could play first, but I guess he could play everywhere.
Yeah, that's been part of the thing. First, second, short, third, left, and right.
First is the one I've never seen him at, but there he is.
He's looking at his glove like, I don't know if I've seen this a whole lot.
Yeah, how did I get here? Here's Frazier with a fly ball to right. That's Johnston for the second out. And tomorrow we'll see the talented rookie Walbert Urania.
Well, now he's starting to get a feel for his sweeper. That's the devastating pitch to go along with that. We know how good that changeup is, and he can run it up 100 miles an hour with his fastball. But that sweeper has really been effective against right-handed batters. That changeup against lefties and even righties is unhittable.
Soler is 0 for 2 as he takes ball 1. Lorenzen on the mound with a 7 ERA. And that was the expected ERA of Sugano entering today. And he's been just fine out there tonight. Soler lines it left center, and that will fall for a base hit. It gets by the left fielder Thompson and goes to the fence. So it's a double for Jorge Soler.
A couple extra base hits in that leadoff spot the last 2 nights. Triple yesterday, double today. 4 hits total. That's at the inside part of the plate. Anything on the inner half, he's going to hit hard. It's the outer half of the plate. It's been a struggle for him. That was a rocket, just under 111 miles per hour off the bat.
Mike Trout is the batter. A base hit earlier. Angels now have 4 hits against Sugano. They've had a man on second base in 4 out of 5 innings. Mike Trout, our daily Kia player profile. As he has a high OPS with 2 strikes. Of course he does. He's Mike Trout.
Career average of 706.
1 ball, 1 strike here. You don't get into all those full counts unless you think you can do some damage with 2 strikes.
Another opportunity with a man in scoring position for the Angels. 4 out of the 5 innings they've had that opportunity. Looking for that base hit just to get on the scoreboard.
Get to Sugano here, the 36-year-old from Japan. As Trout fouls that one back. Sugano last year allowed 33 home runs. That led the American League when he was pitching for the Orioles. He's given up 11 already this year entering today. 44 home runs allowed in now 220 major league innings. If you compare that to years past, Bert Blyleven set the record for the most homers allowed in a season. He gave up 50 in 271 innings in 1 year in 1986. But Sugano would actually be ahead of that pace if the innings from last year and this year were combined over 1 full season. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Trout. 2-2.
Trout with 24 extra base hits this season.
The year Blyleven gave up 50. Frank Viola, who won the Cy Young the year after in '87, allowed 37 home runs in '86. They combined for the most home runs allowed by a starting pitching duo in that '86 year for the Twins. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Hey, another 3-2 count.
Yeah, there we go. We're right where we need to be.
Yes.
3-2 on Trout. 3 ball counts. Taylor Ward doesn't swing. And Trout very patient at the plate. So is Nick Kurtz.
Yes.
Kurtz hit a home run tonight.
Boy, the sky's the limit for that kid, man. He is unbelievable. Wow.
He has certainly been outstanding. The A's edged the Cubs at Wrigley 2-1 this evening. And it's ball 4, so Trout's on with 2 outs. Draws a walk to bring up Meckler.
58 walks now in the season for Trout.
Gage Jump, the winning pitcher for the A's, his first major league win.
By the way, his walk-up song on the mound's got to be Van Halen, doesn't it? Jump.
Well, not at Wrigley. You know, the Cubs used to walk out to that song. All the old Cubs fans would have gotten excited. Me among them.
You amongst them?
I think I'm qualified now as an old fan. Not getting any younger, I know that.
That's always a plus, though.
2 balls, no strikes on Meckler. 2 on with 2 out. Fly ball right center field. This one hit pretty well. Over toward the wall. It's over the head of Johnston as it falls in for extra bases. Soler scores. Trout's on his way home. And the Angels get on the board. Wade Meckler, number 3 hitter, with a 2-run double.
2 doubles in the game. SoCal kid going double-double. Driving in 2. Mentioned it's win innings. See how it goes.
He kind of does play the game animal style anyway.
Yes, he does. Sweeper. How far he catches that baseball out in front of the plate.
So it's 8-2. And here's Vaughn Grissom, who has struck out twice against Sugano. And he hit him. A splitter right in the ribs.
Joe Adell coming into play now. It's been a tough day for Joe Adell, but that could turn all around with one swing of the bat.
Adell has made a throwing error tonight, and he had a ball that ricocheted off of him over the wall for a home run, as the Rockies will have a chat here with Sugano, who has started to labor with 2 outs in the 5th inning. 4 straight Angels have reached. And the Rockies have their bullpen up as the right-hander Castano is throwing. The Rockies will have a chat, and we'll find out what's to eat tonight at Jack in the Box.
Get fired up with my new Hot Ones Munchie Meal with a Sriracha Curly Fry Burger or Buffalo Chicken Tater Melt.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Sugano has a pretty interesting history in Japan. He so badly wanted to play for the Yomiuri Giants because his uncle was the manager. Tatsunori Hara, a legendary Japanese athlete, had been the longtime manager of the Giants. So he was drafted initially by the Fighters, and he turned them down. He re-entered the draft so that the Giants could draft him the next year. So the Fighters actually drafted Shohei. That's how they got Ohtani. And Sugano made his way to Yomiuri in 2012 as Joe Adell sends one deep at foul.
Wow. Nice play. There's no way you were thinking you were getting a foul ball where you're sitting there.
You got to come ready no matter what.
Yeah, that's a great play.
It's like a relative of Michael Lorenzen out there.
Yes. I hope he has his Van shoes on.
No balls and a strike on Adell. 8-2 now with Adell at the plate. It's a long way out there. Nice catch.
Let's go. Yes. Made that play like Ken Griffey Jr. with hat backwards.
Adell pops this one up. Johnston in right center. Angels get a couple in the 5th. This Father's Day is Sunday, June 21st. Gift Dad the ultimate Angel Stadium experience. Like catching the outfield, take swings in the Angels batting cages and enjoy a behind-the-scenes stadium tour. And also enjoy food and beverage in the Lexus Diamond Club and have a chance to meet Angels alumni. Angels.com/Dadsday to secure your ticket today.
That is beyond awesome right there.
Chad Stevens leads off here in the 6th inning against Sam Aldeguer. Stevens a little bit of time with the Angels last year. Now enjoying time as a Colorado Rocky while he's able to.
Just looking up at scoreboard, Seattle winning again. Going for their 8th straight.
Squeaked one out in extra innings yesterday. They're all over the Mets tonight. 7-2. Logan Gilbert has struck out 8 in that game. Patrick Wisdom back in the big leagues, hitting his first home run of the season for the Mariners. Dodgers still up on the Diamondbacks 4-2. That game's in the 6th. Corbin Carroll has gone deep for Arizona. Shohei, we mentioned a double and a triple. Halfway to the cycle, needs a homer and a single now.
First Japanese-born player to hit for the cycle with the Halos down in Tampa, St. Pete.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Surprised he hasn't done it more often. Two and 2 on Stevens as he takes ball 3.
One day he was so close for hitting for the cycle, and when he pitched that day, he hit it right at the wall. We're looking for a home run for the cycle that day. And he pitched.
Well, nothing will top that doubleheader that he had in Detroit, at least from a pitching and hitting standpoint as an Angel. Off the end of the bat, a slow line drive that Grissom knocks down. He stays with it for the out.
Good play there with that spin on the baseball.
Hitting 2 home runs in game 2 of the doubleheader after pitching a 1-hit shutout in game 1.
Yeah, the first time he ever completed a baseball game, and it was a shutout, 1-hitter.
It's still the only complete game he's had. And the only thing that really rivaled that as far as pitching and hitting on the same day is what he did in the playoffs last year against the Brewers. Basically one NLCS MVP with 1 day's worth of work.
Yes.
He hadn't really done that much in that series. And then all of a sudden he has a 3-homer game and a 10-strikeout game, and he's the MVP of the series. 1 ball to no strikes on McCarthy as the Dodgers swept Milwaukee in last year's championship series. Milwaukee's rolling again. They beat the Giants tonight 8-3. They're 16 games above 500.
Remember at one point they, when the Cubs were playing so well, they were all down at the bottom of the NL Central. They were over 500, but at the bottom now, so you look up there up at the top comfortably again.
Ground ball through, a base hit for McCarthy.
Tell you what, this kid can swing.
He's trying for second base. Trout's throw is too late. He stayed on the bag, and it's a hustle double. Well, he can swing the bat, but his MO is that he can fly around the bases.
And he's going to be aggressive. He's going to make you make a perfect throw. Another baseball hit well over 100 miles an hour, and he was taking double right away.
Winning pitcher of that game for the Brewers was Kyle Harrison, who was traded as part of that Rafael Devers deal. And the fly ball to the left field corner by Castro, homered earlier. And it was caught in foul ground by Meckler. Pat Murphy's still going to tell that tired old story, though, about how they're underdogs.
Oh, yeah.
NL Central's got every team above 500, but the underdog Brewers are 16 over and in first place. The Braves have the best record in baseball. They won again tonight.
Acuna Jr. is crushing the ball now. He's back.
The White Sox had been hot, but now they've lost their first 2 games in the month of June. beaten by the Twins today, 6-4. Davis Martin got roughed up for the first time this year. There's Rumfield taking ball 1. I don't know if people are going to buy Pat Murphy's story anymore.
No, you
can't win 95 games every year and then say you're the underdog.
Yeah, you win what, back-to-back years winning Manager of the Year. I mean, yeah, at some point, everyone recognizes how good they are.
How about Harrison? He was really discarded by the Giants, even though he was a top pick, and even more so discarded by the Red Sox after they got him in the Devers trade. Only had 12 strikeouts today. He's 7-1 with a 1.57 ERA. There's a rifled shot to the corner and a foul ball.
Tell you what, they've done a tremendous job with pitching.
Yeah,
in Milwaukee. Always had that pitching lab there for years, and they've been successful with it.
They've got Yelich, who was always a superstar. They have Jackson Chourio, who was one of the top prospects in baseball, coming up. They have Terang, who was a first-round pick, who's blossoming. Frelick and Mitchell were high draft picks that are blossoming. William Contreras, brother of a very good major leaguer in his own right, has turned into a nice player. These aren't underdogs. It's a looper over the mound. Tough spot. Peraza has no play.
Boy, you talk about getting in the kitchen. That's about as far as you can get in the kitchen. And he ended up with a base hit. That's the beauty of baseball right there. Yeah. Oh, exit velocity we always talk about. That was running in on him. Might have hit him. And really, the only person that had a chance was Aldeguerri to catch that. Made a good effort to try to get to it.
A play like that Greg Maddux made, that he was over his head like that. It was a high hopper, though. He fielded it just like that, and then he made that crazy throw, sidearm, off balance to first.
He was a tremendous fielding pitcher.
He was unreal.
I think he did everything pretty good. I think that's
yeah, he could hit too.
Yes, didn't even mix in a stolen base or so, as I remember.
Oh yeah, he did. He stole some bases for sure. And then he was a superstar in that commercial with Glavine.
Yes, he was.
And Heather Locklear. No balls and a strike on Hunter Goodman.
That's another jammed shot right there.
A jam sandwich for you to end the inning.
Not a bad brag. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
The incredible Lou Gehrig and that speech that still rings so famously all these years later.
I mean, you can feel that emotion, you know, when you hear that speech, and we've heard it a number of times. I mean, just the grace he had, and you know how much pain he was in. And well, I'll tell you what, he was an amazing person.
And Aileen Gehrig in 1939, it was Lou Gehrig Day at Yankee Stadium on July 4th of that year as they honored One of the early legends of that organization. Really, he and Babe Ruth changed everything there for the Yankees.
And you can just see by the love from his teammates there, and love from the fans at the ballpark too. How much he meant to everybody.
Lou Gehrig Day across Major League Baseball here tonight, as the Angels are down 8-2 against the Rockies. And a new pitcher is Blas Castaño, placing Sugano. Castaño in his 6th Major League game.
There's a fastball, sinker mainly, sweeper, changeup, cutter.
Donovan Walton had a double earlier in the game. He's flied out as well. The Angels have 5 hits. 4 of them have been doubles, including 2 by Wade Meckler, who has 2 RBIs with his 2 extra base hits. Walton slaps 1 foul.
And that last at bat by Walton, hit the ball hard to right field.
Five innings for Sugano. 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Strike on the swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Walton. Castaño, a 6-run lead here, facing the bottom part of the Angels' order.
Talk about that level swing for Walton. He's just slightly out in front of that one there. Usually you think he goes the other way. He just tried to pull that one. See if he stays on and goes to left center.
Walton out of Oklahoma State. His dad was the pitching coach there. Spent some time in the Orioles farm system as well. It's a pop-up. Troy Johnston has been busy in right field. 1 out. Peraza will bat after a ride with Key. Eight runs, 11 hits for Colorado. They had 9 runs on 10 hits yesterday. Angels pitching has not been able to quiet these Rockies bats. Colorado's had 10 hits now in 5 straight games. They scored a total of 39 runs in these last 5 games. So Rockies are trying to get better. They've still got a long way to go. They already have more wins now than they did last year before the All-Star break. They only won 43 games last season. One of the worst years in the history of the National League and throughout Major League Baseball. 2 balls and a strike on Peraza. Start sniffing around 120 losses. You're up there with the worst of the worst in the history of the game. Peraza fouls that one back. Bud Black kind of got caught up in that last year. They were 7-33 to start last season. The Rockies turned to Warren Schaefer, who has been in their organization now almost 20 years. He'd been the third base coach, played for the Rockies in the minor leagues, and was a coach as well in the minors and a manager.
Bud Black back with the Padres organization.
Bud Black, 2002 Angels pitching coach, great pitching career in his own right. And he was the last manager, the last time the Rockies were a playoff contending team.
What a great ballpark there too. Denver.
Peraza with a fly ball center field, hit pretty well. McCarthy's out there and has it shy of the track. 2 outs. Good old Coors Field. Problem, for as beautiful as Coors Field is and how much they draw there, you just don't get a true baseball game there. It's a mess watching some of those games at Coors Field. There's so much offense. It is so bloated there from an offensive standpoint. And they have the big outfield, all the thin air. Not much they can do about it.
Yeah, a lot of those baseballs fall in front of outfielders, but they play so deep.
If they had a smaller field, then there'd be a lot more home runs. I mean, the field's big, really, just to at least have some action within the diamond itself and not have to just be watching a home run derby every day. balls and a strike on Rivera. Fly ball to right center, should end the inning. 3 fly ball outs for Castaño. Join the Angels in the fight against ALS. Visit MLBtogether.com/4ALS to bid on the Angels commemorative bat signed by Joe Adell. Join the fight against ALS today. It is 8-2 in favor of Colorado as we get to the 7th inning here at Angel Stadium. Sam Aldeguerri trying to give the club a lift. 2 1/3 scoreless innings so far to the bullpen after Grayson Rodriguez struggled in 3 2/3 innings today. A step backward for Rodriguez tonight.
Yeah, especially how good he's on those last couple times out.
He was pretty good against Texas. He was very good against the Tigers, and tonight just could not finish off at bats.
Yeah, a lot of foul balls, not quite as crisp with his changeup today.
This is Johnston popping one up.
Gary's got a lot of pop-ups, off-balance swings against him.
I mean, ultimately, that's what he needs to get if he's going to be successful at this level. Not terribly overpowering. Stick around. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by Hyundai is coming up. Certainly still appreciate Aldeguerri with the Italian flag headband that he wears.
I had the over-under and you go into that a little bit earlier than this.
Well,
letting it breathe a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it's you get down 8-0. You don't have the same vigor as you did early on.
Yes.
Ball 1 to Tovar. Well, here's a matchup of Italy and Venezuela. What a matchup that was in the World Baseball Classic semifinal. Almost saw the Italian team pull off the big upset and get to the final round, which they would have had a rematch with Team USA, who they beat earlier in the WBC. Already a great upset in and of itself.
Aldeguerri had a great first outing in the World Baseball Classic for Team Italy.
I believe that was against Brazil. 1 ball, 1 strike. A fly ball.
Another pop up.
Yes, shallow right center. Adell is in for it and makes the catch. Tovar now 0 for 8 in this series. Had the 5 strikeouts yesterday. 9 players have been born in Italy in MLB history, but Aldeguerri is the first born and raised major league pitcher from Italy. And it's such a good story of Aldeguerri watching YouTube videos and just kind of finding his way as a baseball pitcher in a soccer loving country. And unlike Venezuela or the Dominican Republic, where there's kind of a timeshare between soccer and baseball, kind of equal. There's no equality when it comes to baseball and soccer in Italy. It is soccer only. Soccer and cappuccino, and then a lot of other things. And then maybe they'll think about baseball.
How about pizza? Does that count?
Pizza counts. Well, Aldeguerri did get there.
This one, he could have challenged the first one too.
Batter is challenging the strike call.
Yeah, he's going to be correct on this one.
Colorado has 2 challenges remaining.
2 balls and a strike now on Thompson. Aldeguerri credits his older brother Mattia for a lot of his baseball love and perseverance. Mattia played for the local team.
One of my old teammates with the Royals in the minor league, he played over there in Italy. Professional baseball. He said he loved it.
It's not to love.
I know. Played about 3-4 days a week. He was loving even more of that. It's like 7 days a week.
Yeah, well, 3 days to explore as well. Sam's very close to his older brother, although his older brother was a Yankee fan. So Sam picked the Red Sox. Well, at least there's some rebellion in there. Three and two.
Spiked that cutter. Didn't really comfortable in landing either.
No. Fouled off the foot of Thompson. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gary signed by the Phillies initially. He was part of that trade with George Clausen to the Angels for Carlos Estevez. So Clausen a little bit at the beginning of the year.
Threw a good game the other day. Salt Lake.
Certainly has a great arm, Clausen. I've seen a lot more of Aldeguerri at the major league level. Just kind of these little up and down spurts. He's not had an extended stay really. Still just 24 years old.
It's a pretty good idea how to pitch.
Still kind of learning too. I mean, he lived in Italy till he was 19 years old. So he is finding his way still as he pitches in the United States and at the highest levels.
It's been a battle here.
50 pitches thrown from Aldeguerri, so you probably get the sense that he'll going to be sent right back to the minor leagues after this one. That's kind of how it goes for a guy who's back and forth. Pressed into a long roll. His first day back. The Angels will probably need a fresh arm for tomorrow. Mitch Ferris pitched 4 innings on Sunday and out of the bullpen.
He did a real nice job. St. Pete.
3 and 2.
Wow, this is battle here.
Getting close to Brandon Belt territory.
You see that frustration by Aldeguerri. He's walking back behind the mound. He goes, all right, I've made some really good pitches here.
We saw Josh Lowe of a 13 or 14 pitch at bat a couple of weeks ago. This will be number 13 to Sterling Thompson. And it's ball 4, so Thompson wins a long battle. I mean, Brandon Belt and Jaime Barria, they went 9 more pitches than
I know. I remember that one so well.
That was a long at bat.
Yes. You're just worn out. That's like almost, well, that's a Greg Maddux 2 innings, really.
Probably worn out watching it. Here's Karros, who has been on base a couple more times tonight, including a single and a run scored.
Well, that arm action on his changeup is so effective.
It really can be his best pitch.
Again, right in the kitchen. So to get that fastball in and change up at 80 miles an hour. Fastball 93. Does a nice job of separating the speeds of those 2 pitches. As a hitter, you're reading fastball, but you're just unable to catch up, especially a good spot like that.
Fly to left. Backing up is Meckler with some room to make the catch. Now DeGarry's done a nice job. 3 1/3 scoreless innings as he guides us straight to our Hyundai 7th inning stretch. And Philadelphia, the Phillies and the Padres. Although all eyes will be on Christopher Sanchez there tomorrow as he starts to really surge toward Hershiser's scoreless inning streak. Bryce Harper with a homer. The Phillies continue to play well since Don Mattingly took over as interim manager, looking to make their way up in the National League. Phillies a couple of games over 500. The Astros with a home run from Yordan Alvarez tonight, a 2-run homer. Alvarez leading the American League in all the power categories. Well, the Pirates scored 10 runs and they won tonight 10-6 in Houston. Pittsburgh's 5 games over 500.
Hey, it's a great story for baseball for me when the Pirates play good. I mean, that ballpark is great and their fans are starved for a team. They have great pitching. Now they're starting to swing the bat a little bit.
Yeah, Pirates trying to make their way. The Angels and Rockies here in the second game of this series as Colorado leads it 8-2. That was our 7th inning stretch presented by Hyundai. Score. Adam Frazier will lead off here in the bottom of the 7th. Frazier 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a fly out to right tonight.
Trying to get on base for that top of the order. Solera's been pretty effective as the leadoff guy.
It's a strike and it's 2-1. Cleveland beat the Yankees tonight 9-4.
The pitch was well off the plate, by the way.
Well, the Angels still have the 1 challenge left. Down by 6. Frazier let it go. 2-1. Fly to right center. Johnston again.
He's had a million fly balls this way.
We've called his name about 100 times tonight, chasing the ball around. 1 out. Angels.com/ticket plans or call 714-4-ANGELS for more info on the ticket package best for you this year. Pick the games. Don't miss out on great seats at the best prices. Angels.com/ticket plans. Call 714-4-ANGELS.
I'm at 7 on fly ball outs to him tonight.
Here's Soler. When we were in Cleveland, they were starting to whisper about maybe Travis Bazzana batting leadoff instead of Stephen Kwan, who's had a really tough start to the year. Well, now it's happening. And Bazzana had 4 RBIs today. He's hitting .292.
And we were impressed the way he swings the bat.
And the way how patient he is.
Yep.
He has been outstanding. Jose Ramirez had 3 doubles tonight. The Guardians beat New York 9-4. Cam Schlittler got knocked around a bit. Now the Yankees are only 3-9 in games against teams above 500.
Wide open American League, that's for sure.
That is for sure. Soler's down on strikes, 2 outs. So Tom Hamilton, the great Guardians radio announcer, had a little fun with Jazz Chisholm.
Oh, I can only imagine. You could probably hear him on the field when he calls anything.
He said, how did a guy hitting .239 get on Jimmy Fallon?
Well, that's a Hall of Famer, can say what he wants.
I guess so.
Well, one of my old teammates, Buddy Biancalana, got on David Letterman back in the day.
Paul Schaefer?
Yes.
How'd he do that?
He was having fun with the countdown to Pete Rose's all-time hit mark, and he had a few hits that season, and it was a countdown. He had a pretty good postseason, so they brought him in there. I remember going that day. I was laughing my head off in there. I'm thinking, Buddy Biancalana's on with David Letterman. How's that going?
Should have been you.
No, I'd rather laugh in the stands.
Buddy Biancalana. That's good Italian. There's Castro with a chance for that, but it's out of play. Buddy Biancalana, 278 in that '85 World Series.
Yes, we call him the folk hero. He became a folk hero that year. We always would joke around. He was drafted ahead of Cal Ripken Jr. I don't know if he thought it was funny, but we always did with him.
Well, baseball a little different in the mid-'80s. A 7-game World Series and a total of 4 home runs hit between the Royals and the Cardinals. Each team hit 2.
We weren't known for home run hitters outside of Steve Balboni for the Royals and maybe George Brett.
Do you remember who hit the 2 in the World Series?
Darryl Motley, I know. That was in Game 7.
That was.
I'm going to go George Brett on it.
Frank White hit 1.
Frank White.
George hit 370.
Well, that's good.
A swing and a miss by Trout to end the inning. TV presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Down there in the beautiful area of Temecula. They let you in with that lit up hat going into the Temecula and the Pechanga there.
Been there a few times. They might.
He's lighting that baby up.
Yes, he is.
Chad Stevens with the count 1 ball 1 strike leading off here in the 8th inning. Stevens probably hoping to get some hits before the Rockies start getting players off the IL. He's just 1 for 20 at the major league level. Two balls and 1 strike to count. Rockies have a bunch of their position players out, including Moniak.
Boy, was he off to a great start.
The only former Angel on the IL for them, Jimmy Herget, is on the injured list as well. Quintana was with the Angels too for a little bit. So there's another. Jose Quintana's on a 60-day IL.
Jimmy did a nice job for the Angels when he was out of the bullpen.
And 2022, I believe, had a really good year. Strike 3 call to Stevens. He'll run to first after Rivero dropped it. And that's the first down. You don't see a backward K 2-3 put out very often.
No. You don't see a guy rob a grand slam and then hit a grand slam the next day too with Siri. Or a guy robbing 3 home runs in one game, Joe Adell.
Well, there was that other instance as well for Adell tonight. There's a strike for McCarthy. McCarthy 2 hits, a run scored, and a run batted in. It's 0-2. McCarthy had a home run, powered one out of here yesterday. He's been on base now 6 times already in these 2 games.
Really good bat speed. And he can run the bases extremely well too.
Getting a chance to play, and he's had some injury problems. Kind of just fell out of playing time too in Arizona, which is a team that has some pretty steady outfielders at least, especially with Corbin Carroll in charge out there. Didn't hit a lot when he got an opportunity last year. It's this one right back to Aldegiri, very smoothly fielding his position.
Look at that.
Well, Aldegiri has been the star tonight for the Angels, and this is a big lift. They needed this for their bullpen.
Good fielding position, and he's got it no problem.
Fielded that like he was expecting it to come back to him. He's pitched 4 innings now. He's gone longer in this game than he started in. He's only allowed 3 hits and no runs.
Good spot there with that fastball. Sets up with the changeup away now.
Willie Castro hit a 3-run homer in the 4th. A big blow in this game right before Rumfield's ball that clanked off of Adell and went over the wall for a home run.
There he was, a perfect sequence there. Went fastball away, changeup away. 92-81. He's pitching exceptionally well here tonight.
This is the 3rd major league outing for Aldegiri this year. By far his best one. And ball 2 strikes on Castro. Called strike 3. So Sam Aldegiri 4 1/3 scoreless innings out of the pen. V is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. By Infinity, experience their luxury SUVs at your local retailer today. And by the OC Healthcare Agency, your mental wellness resource. California Spectacular. This is 28-year-old TJ Shook making his major league debut tonight.
"28 years old. That heart has got to be pounding right now."
He's all shook up. Wow, Meckler almost got shook up there.
Your first major league pitch, a guy tries a bunt on you.
8-2. You never know when Meckler's going to square around it. He's got 2 doubles and 2 RBIs tonight. 2 balls and no strikes to count in his favor. This is a good one if you're into mustaches.
Yes.
This is a good one to watch. Well, Meckler clearly has the mustache advantage there. Flies it to left, and TJ Shook wins the battle of the mustache. Somewhere Raleigh Fingers is very pleased with this.
Goose Gossage too?
I don't know if Goose is ever pleased.
No.
That would be the shock of the night if Goose was pleased by anything.
No. Yeah, no.
One out as Grissom bats. You never grew a mustache? Nothing? Never?
I had a goatee, but that was about as close as
Really? A goatee?
Yeah. And that was a difficult task, trust me.
Grissom looks at a strike. Told your clean-shaven face made its way onto Baseball Reference on the front page this afternoon.
I was shocked. I was doing some research in the morning.
Grissom tags one to the gap in left center field. And that's an extra base hit for Vaughn Grissom. Another double for the Angels tonight.
His 10th double of the season.
So 2 in this series. The Angels have 5 tonight.
Sweeper, outer part of the plate, lines left center. He's been, like I mentioned, he's been really good. Middle part of the field from left center to right center consistently.
When did you have the goatee? Did you pitch with it?
Yeah, a couple times. I tried a game face thing.
This has been toward the end. Dell skips out of the way, ball 1. Looking for the extra edge, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Shoulder's not quite the same.
Yeah,
as
trying to trick him.
Any videos of that? I'd like to see that.
There is a baseball card out there.
Really?
Yes.
With the goatee look?
Yes.
I'll find it. 1 ball, no strikes.
I did even have one working at one point where I was broadcasting with the Angels.
Yeah, it's like the Wario version of you. Wooby. Three 3-0 on Joe Adell.
Gets him on twice tonight, but hit by a pitch and a double there. Joe Adell's had a tough one tonight.
Adell had that ball hit off his glove, then his hat, and went over the wall for a home run.
Just looking for a good swing here from Joe.
Broken bat pop up, and it's right into a double play. Nicely done by Stevens as he caught it and stepped on the bag in one motion. for soccer's biggest stage when we bring the pitch to the Big A with an Angels soccer jersey. The first 25,000 fans Friday, June 12th against the Tampa Bay Rays will take off an Angels soccer jersey courtesy of Miller Children's and Women's Hospital. Angels.com/promotions. Sam Aldegheri, 4 1/3 shutout innings out of the bullpen tonight. He has given this team a huge lift when they really were shortened in the bullpen the last couple of days.
There wasn't a whole lot of arms available out of the bullpen. He's done a tremendous job.
Pitching here in the 9th inning. He's at 70 pitches. Of course, he is stretched out as a starter. Rumfield kind of slipped coming out of the box. He pops it up on the infield here, and in foul ground it's Walton. 1 out. Well, we found a bearded, kind of a stubbly version of Gooby here. Not the full goatee though.
That was probably about 7 months worth of stubble there.
Got the Razor Ramon look going there.
Hey, no.
Just threw a toothpick at me. Hunter Goodman takes ball 1.
What sound effects?
It's hard to picture with the goatee or the beard. Keep your movie star looks about.
Oh yeah.
So Michael Kay says at least. So he flat out ogles you.
Michael Kay says so. It's got to be real. See ya.
That's a fair ball down the left field line. Goodman barreling for second base, and he has a double. Well, the 4th hit allowed by Aldegheri.
But that just snuck in right down the line. At least we think it did. Like maybe it just touched that bag. I mean, it's a rocket. Another extra base hit for him. Blasting his first at bat. He's right on top of the bag and skipped away.
Kind of flattened out after that. So Goodman's at second base, his second extra base hit tonight. He homered earlier.
Get a chance. It looked like he was trying to hook and go foul, but right off the top of the base. It's a real good call on that one.
It's a layup when it hits the base. It's a fair ball every time.
Love the effort on that one, though. Emphatically calling it a fair ball. Yes.
It's Brian Walsh at third base today. Bill Miller behind the plate. And Chads Whitson and Fairchild along the second and first tonight. 2 Chads, 1 Crew.
It's pretty good names, last names. With Joe Walsh down there at third.
What do you got for Miller? The Steve Miller Band?
Yes.
The ball's 2 strikes on Johnston. I know you like the Morgan Fairchild reference with Chad Fairchild.
Yes,
first.
indeed.
The only Whitson I can think of is Ed Whitson.
Well, that wasn't good for him out in New York. He was great in San Diego.
Yeah. A little different environment there. Pitching in San Diego than New York or Boston. You know, Bruce Hurst ended up with the Padres after some time with the Red Sox. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Johnston.
Trying to finish strong. He's been really, really good out of the pen tonight.
Three and 2 now, the count on Johnston, who had a double and a run scored in the second. Rockies put up 3 in the second inning and 5 in the fourth. Went ahead 8-0. Angels only have gotten 2 back. Guardians coming in the 5th on a double by Meckler.
Madison to go out now, just give him a little bit of a breather.
Angels don't have anybody up in the bullpen. It's 8-2. Really in that window of having a position player pitch either. The Angels want to stay out of that bullpen if they can here. Angels Live postgame presented by Kia afterward. The Guardians beating the Yankees tonight. Some news out of New York after that game. The Yankees are going to send Aaron Judge to see a specialist. He's been dealing with some bruising in his rib cage, a bone bruise. So a little concern now for Judge there.
He's shown how many consecutive games he has played.
One out with runners on first and second. Ezekiel Tovar is the batter. Judge has won the MVP now a few times. I don't know if there's any one player that is as valuable to his team as Judge. That even includes Shohei as a two-way player for the Dodgers. You feel like the Dodgers, they lost Shohei for an extended period of time, they'd still probably win a lot of games.
Yeah, Judge is huge for the Yankees.
That would be a humongous blow for them. That would be, I think it's just harder. I would think it'd be harder for them in a hypothetical world to recover from Judge being out than the Dodgers for if Shohei was in, or any other player on any other team in the major leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ezekiel Tovar.
I think Jose Ramirez for the Guardians would be a tough one too. How much it means to them.
He does mean a lot for them. They win so many games with pitching and defense, and now they got some other guys. Bazzana we mentioned, DeLauder has been good for them. So they're kind of putting a little bit more of a well-rounded team together than what we've seen in the past, where it really is just largely centered on Ramirez for a number of years.
What a great changeup. That backdoor cutter too.
They called it a cutter, I guess. It looked like a changeup to me
I thought
too.
It was.
Tovar striking out. So 2 down here in the 9th inning. It's definitely his changeup.
Yeah, he turned that one over. We'll call it a cut change.
You
can do that too. Cut the change up.
Cut the change.
Yes.
How do you cut the change?
You go home alone. Keep the change, you filthy animal.
There's Thompson swinging and missing. There's the kick. You have the kick change now.
Yeah.
Split change. And a cut change, you're saying.
There's definitely could do that one.
The ball's at 2 strikes. You threw yours like a palm ball, right?
Yeah. No, more of an off-center split, and I moved my thumb up on the baseball. Learned that with Mike Magnanti.
Yeah.
He of the Moneyball fame.
Very famous. I'll tell you, when I think about those A's teams and Moneyball, first thing I think of is Mike Magnanti.
Yes, you do. Well, it's unfortunate because my old buddy, he was let go in that movie. That's the thing. It was tough.
You know who else was let go from the movie was Barry Zito and Mark Mulder and Tim Hudson. I didn't see any of those guys in that movie. Where were they?
And Miguel Tejada, I think, was kind of left out a little bit too.
Yeah, he was in a little, but not as much as he should have been.
Well, they had some pitching at that point too.
Well, the A's, they got the movie made about them, but the Angels were the team that won the championship that year.
They kept winning all those games, but the Angels stayed right on top of them. They had a great stretch themselves during that win streak.
I think they won 17 during the A's 20. Thompson lines out, and that ends the top of the 9th.
Great performance. Sam Aldegari was excellent tonight, Wayne. 5 1/3. Just 4 hits allowed, no runs. Do that all in 89 pitches, 5 punch-outs. His changeup, his cutter, fastball spotting was so good. And going back to our Hyundai key for the game today, take me home, country roads. See if they can pull off something special here. Walden's hit the ball pretty well. He's only 1 for 3, but he's hit the ball well 3 times.
Might be the best we've seen Sam Aldegari at this level. He was really good tonight and really saved the Angels from having to dip further into a bullpen that's been used up a lot here lately. Juan Mejia will try to finish this game for the Rockies.
I mean, the Rockies have been swinging the bat well over the last few games, especially these first 2 games. And he went in there, did a great job shutting them down.
See if I can give the Angels some momentum into tomorrow. They will have Walbert Urania on the mound, who has been really outstanding since the beginning of May. Donovan Walton leads off here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
It's free and easy, 98 miles an hour.
Walton has a double tonight. Angels have 5 doubles in this game. Walton down on strikes here, 1 out. Rockies will win this series. The Angels have actually not won a series against Colorado since 2021.
They had a tough time up there last year in Colorado.
Lost 2 out of 3 to a team that lost 119 games. Remember, the Angels got swept in Chicago when the White Sox were on the verge of setting the major league record 2 years ago. They lost 121. Angels had that 25-run game at Coors Field in 2023. A series that
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
Colorado actually won that series as well. So the Angels have not won a series in a while. Goodman under the guise here of, well, you can't take the challenges home, so you might as well
Pitch with
use
the
one.
ball. Colorado has 1 challenge remaining.
3-0 the count on Peraza, who's 0 for 3 today. Ground ball sharply hit. That's a base hit for Peraza.
He's always thinking double out of the batter's box.
One out with Peraza aboard. Pinch hitter for the Angels as Madrigal comes in. Goodman's going to use this challenge.
Challenging the ball call.
Goodman's not wasting any of these.
No,
things.
he's going to be right this time, though.
Oh, just barely.
Pitch is a strike. Colorado has 1 challenge remaining.
He's a good contact guy.
Fly ball to left. 2 outs. Cardinals lost to the Rangers tonight 7-4. Cardinals have run into a little bit of a snag lately. Oliver Marmol talked afterward tonight about the execution that it takes at this level, how much you need to play at a high level day in and day out.
All the phases of the game going too. Well, you mentioned earlier, but the Braves found a way to win again today against Toronto.
4-3.
41-20.
Pretty good.
Yeah. A couple of their guys in their rotation had been out too, and they're playing exceptionally well right now.
Every time the Blue Jays start to make some noise, they fall back again. 3 games under 500 right now. Okamoto hit a home run today. He has 13 homers in his first year at the major league level. Ozzie Albies driven a couple of runs. He's been good. Olsen homered. Michael Harris having a good year for the Braves. You never know when Harris is going to just have his season where he hits.
He's a great all-around player. He do so many things so well, just putting it all together. Once he does that, he's an MVP type candidate.
Some years he does it, some years he does not. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Adam Frazier. And this roller up the middle to Tovar ends. It was a forgettable night for the Angels. 8-2 the final score.
Yeah, tough game. Tough game for Halos. Didn't put any of the phases together tonight.
They certainly did not. The Angels, with Willie Castro hitting a 3-run homer, part of a 5-run inning of the Toyota Player of the Game. See if this team can regroup and at least salvage one against the Rockies, who have come here to the Big A and won the first 2 games of this 3-game series. We'll wrap it up in a moment. (8-2) the final tonight. Angels will try to avoid being swept by the last place Rockies tomorrow with 6:30 the first pitch. Walbert Arrhenius is on the mound. Our pregame coverage starts with Angels Live at 6 o'clock. Coming up next, Angels Live postgame brought to you by Kia with Ken French and Tim Salmon. For Gobi and Eric, I'm Wayne Randazzo saying good night.